What are the four aims of Hindu life?
What are the four main features of our tradition, the aims of Hindu life? They are called Purusharth in Sanskrit. The first one is Dharma, making sense of our human condition and sorting ourselves out. What are we doing here? The second one is Artha. Hinduism says Artha means create wealth. If you are able to create wealth, you can look after your family, your society, your community. So embrace wealth. The third aim of Hindu life, it says Kama, fulfill desires. Some traditions say bottle up desires. We say fulfill legitimate desire.
Can you expand a little bit on the concept of calm?
Kama means fulfilling desires. It may be eating, drinking, going on holidays. It may be music, art, poetry. And the final is rise above this idea that you have to fulfill desires. It's called moksha. Moha, kshaya. Why do they say it? Because as long as you get fixated on material aspirations, your journey will never stop. You'll get unfulfilled desires. So you live a normal life and yet you're risen above desires. Rather than be a slave to the world, you become a master of the world. My mentor is an example, Vivekananda. The manner in which he walked, it's as if he owns the whole universe and yet desires nothing from it. This is what moksha means.
You talked about the four aims, dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Are there any tools that are provided to Hindus that they can use in order to fulfill these four aims of life and rediscover the higher realm?
You can fulfill these aims in different stages of your life. Now these four sections of life are called ashrama system. Ashrama is derived from the Sanskrit root shrama, that which requires effort. To fulfill the four aims of life, you need to put in some effort. Some of these ideas are no longer relevant for our world today. So the first stage of life is called the brahmacharya ashram, the student stage. You must acquire knowledge, become skilled in a particular field. And the reason why it's called a brahmacharya ashram is gender attraction at that age is a major distraction to hold it in check. The other thing that comes out in the first stage of Hindu life are the words discipline and respect. The first rule to become educated is show respect to the person who carries the knowledge that you wish to acquire as well as the knowledge itself. And you cannot achieve anything in life unless you put in certain disciplines in the way you operate your day-to-day life. So in the student stage, the three key features are discipline, always show respect, and third is be careful about gender attraction. The second stage of Hindu life is called the grahastha ashram, derived from the root graha means house, householder stage. Don't be a burden on society, be a professional, make honest money, because then you sustain your family, sustain the greater world. Get married, settle down, have children, fulfill legitimate desires, go on holidays, make money, buy big house. Then we come to the third stage, which says this vanaprastha ashram, comes from the word of vana. Vana means it's a forest dweller stage. In the olden days, they retire in the forest to think of higher things. It's a stage of retirement. How do we put it into practice? The simple thing is let go. Take a back seat. The Vanaprastha ashram says, learn to retire from desires. The fourth stage is called sannyas. You can begin at any time of your life. You can bypass all these four ashrams and enter sannyas ashram at a very young age, like Adi Shankara. At a very young age, he became a sannyasi. You can enter the sannyas ashram at any stage where you feel a strong stirring that the worldly life does not satisfy you. You want to find a resolution to your human condition immediately. So the fourth aim of Hindu life, moksha, is the aim of the fourth stage of life, called the monastic stage. The key word about sannyas is renunciation. Try and give up worldly objectives to focus on your true nature as the spirit.
How do we reconcile the aims and the stages for modern day?
The important thing is we are open to evolution. I'm not giving a prescriptive answer. I'm simply saying recognize some of the values we had in the ancient system of how we divide our life. It is not practicable. We have this openness in our system, but we should learn to withdraw, not only from desires, but from worldly activities and try and focus on some higher thing, maybe travel or music. Focus on that rather than keep killing yourself for money. These are the things which are still relevant.